Dredge game review. I want you to tell me about the visuals right now, Connor.
It's quite a basic sketched art style. There's nothing really that spectacular about it, but it's quite charming. There's just something about it.
Minimalist in a way,
Yeah.
but then also like exaggerated in certain areas to make things look a bit raggy, a bit aggressive.
It's not super high fidelity. It doesn't need RTX or ray tracing or anything like that.
Oh no, you could run this on anything.
100%. While it might not be a high fidelity game, the art style is very interesting.
It's about the gameplay as well, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't really overshadow the game itself.
It's just good times.
In a kind of cheesy way. It lets the game be the game while not distracting you with any flashy god rays or anything.
You don't need it. It looks beautiful as it is. As long as they've done a good job with the water, and they have, that's the main thing they need to worry about. And it looks great, so no problems there whatsoever.
The mountains and all the islands you go past, they're quite basic. They've got bushes, they've got rocks. It's nothing special.
I think it looks cute.
But when you start looking at fish, the characters, they have little intricacies that really accentuate the art style.
Yeah.
It's very Lovecraftian. It's very over-exaggerated, kind of dark, and a bit gritty. I'm really impressed by the art style. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, it's cool, man. And then the audio, Connor.
And then the audio.
Nice background music.
Some nice background music. It's almost kind of lo-fi. It's very chill. It's very relaxed.
You could whack it on in the background and just study to it.
I have actually. When I've been editing videos, I have had the Dredge soundtrack in the background on odd occasion. It does get a little bit tetchy when you start getting towards the night time, when you get the paranoia, it starts creeping. It does change a little bit. There's little hints of what's that watching, what's that in the water.
Well, yeah, something a bit sus is going on. Bit spooky time now. Bit eerie.
Something a bit almost eldritch in the way they do the effects with the flashing lights, the glows in the water.
Adds to the vibes.
There are some abilities, like there's one essentially just like the speed boost for your boat, but when you use it, your paranoia goes up. The screen shakes, you start noticing things, your character starts hallucinating. It just adds an extra little flair to quite a basic art style that I really appreciate.
Now tell me what the sounds are like when you're actually fishing. Because that's, a good real sound's what you need.
Honestly, again, it's quite basic. This didn't really do too much with the sound design. Pretty much all of the fishing sounds with the real sounds, it's just rinse and repeat. There's not a whole lot to it. It doesn't get annoying because it's just quite basic, because it's nothing flashy. You just it's there. You don't notice it, you just kind of glaze over it. You're more focused on hitting the little quick time events so you can actually get your fish.
Doesn't get annoying though.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want from this type of game. It's basic, but it lets you focus on doing what you have to do. Just playing the game, catching your fish, going about your day.
That's what you want. Connor, tell me about world design and UI. All of the designs in one.
Yeah, this kind of all bundles together with generic world design, the placement of the islands, the characters where they're spread out, the maps and the menu systems and all that. We can just cover it all in one go because it all kind of gets lumped together, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
The map doesn't really give you a whole lot to go off. It's just quite generic, basic map. There's a couple of islands dotted around. You get some markers for where the main towns are. There is a compass, but it's more fun to just explore because there's no beacons or waypoints or anything. Like, you can set them yourself if you see something you want to come back to, or maybe if you want to mark where the safe zones are with the dock, you can, but going around without them, it just lets you experience the world.
Right, yeah.
Get some nice surround sound headphones on, hear the waves crashing, listen to the wind, hear that nice peaceful soundtrack, and just enjoy yourself in a nice open world.
Yeah, just go about wherever you want.
You will be doing that a lot, by the way. It's very open. There isn't a whole lot to do.
Yeah, you just go wherever you like, I guess. Open waters, just go out on an adventure until you go a bit insane.
It does get a bit tedious the way the inventory system is, because of the way the attachments work on your boat, like the fishing lines, the lights and the motors. They're stuck in place, you can't move them, so you have to work around them, so it's like hardcore Tetris.
Your obstacles to work around in your inventory, yeah. I like it.
And it's not just fish, you can catch jewels to sell, obscure mutated fish. Hint, hint. It does start to get a little bit clustered when you start getting to this bit here, the encyclopedia and the pursuits, which is your missions and all the messages that you have, because it just gets to be a lot on the screen if you're not paying attention already.
Right.
If you're not paying attention, you will just get overwhelmed because there's a lot of... It just gets to a lot of information where you can't really section it, so it's just all there for you to figure out what's going on. Set out on like a corkboard with post-it notes.
Oh, I see. Can you like pin things to like your overworld screen or anything? Or do you just got to go back to this every time?
Yeah, you just go back to this. You just have to go into your little office on your ship and look at your corkboard.
Right, just got to remember it.
Yeah, it does get a little bit tedious, but you can see where they're going. He's a fisherman. This is all he has.
Yeah, true. The design of it's good though. No, I think it looks alright.
Yeah, I do quite like certain little things they do. Like you can encounter stuff like this. Just a little abandoned camp on an island where you can rummage around and explore, and you might find some goodies, you might find absolutely nothing and just be sent back on your way. Like instead of just showing you the camp and telling you there's a box with something in it, it shows you the scene, gives you some options on how to interact with it. Like you might be able to look at what's left in the camp, look around for clues for who was there or maybe what happened to them, and it just kind of lets you piece all the puzzles together yourself as and when and how you see fit.
Yeah. I like that all the menus and things like actually fit the rest of the art style, because sometimes when you play a game it looks a bit different to the rest of the vibes, whereas this matches it quite nicely because it's just all minimalistic as it is anyway. It just matches it nice and easily.
Exactly, yeah, they haven't done too much. They've done really well with keeping the whole aesthetic together, contained within one style.
Yeah. Doesn't take you out of it at all.
The only bit that sort of gets a little bit, I guess you could call it stylized, is the shipwright's inventory and the ship upgrade system, because it's all just kind of blocks and squares.
Oh, okay.
Instead of being stylized like with your missions and your messages, it's just a rectangle menu with squares to progress through.
Right.
That's the only bit that's different, but I suppose that is the more technical side of it, where you have to progress through the game in that section, so you can kind of understand it.
Okay. And mechanics, what are they like? Connor, tell me more about the mechanics of the game when you're catching fish and all these mini games and things.
So catching fish, it's quite enjoyable at first. It does start to get a bit boring. So you are kind of relying on focusing on all the other little bits, like collecting materials to upgrade your boat, finding trinkets and heirlooms for side quests and random people, and trying to catch new fish in new biomes like giant crabs in the depths, or catfish and eels in the mangroves, or like maybe an oarfish in the abyssal sections of the ocean. The more you progress, obviously the more variety, but in the early game it does get very boring because it's just rinse and repeat. You go and catch one type of fish, go and sell one type of fish, go and catch another type of fish, sell another type of fish.
So you can catch loads of different types now and then just go and sell them all, or do you have to only get one type and sell that one type?
You can get as many types as you can fit on your boat, but therein lies the issue of Tetris.
Oh, I see.
You have to be able to fit them all as well.
Yeah.
And if you're not careful, you can spoil your fish. They can just go rotten and turn into mush, essentially, and be totally valueless.
How long does that take?
Well, there's actually 3 different stages of decay. There's fresh, where you obviously get the most money because it's fresh. Stale, where it kind of reduces it a little bit. It's been in there for 12 hours. Another 12 hours in-game. You get rotting, where it starts to rot, but you can still sell it. And then after another 12 hours, it just goes to total rot, and it just kind of boils down into a mush ball of fish, and just takes up one inventory slot. Like I say, it's just totally valueless, so you can just get rid of it.
Oh, can you get like an upgrade so you can whack them in like a little ice bath or something to keep them fresh?
I don't believe so. If there is, I haven't found it yet.
Oh, they need to add that then if that's not the case. Come on.
There may well be. I don't want to spoil it for myself. I'm quite enjoying this game.
How many hours in this are you?
4 hours.
That's quite a bit to be fair.
Yeah, plenty enough to form an opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, the general rinse and repeat mechanics of catching fish is all mini quick time events, but they all vary in style of quick time events around one dial, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to kind of time the reel to hit in a certain window, and then the catch progress goes up, but it differs depending on the type of fish. So an eel be different to a shark, different to a pufferfish.
Yeah.
And I believe they can vary on the area that you catch them as well, like the biome. That'll change the different, obviously, types of fish and types of mini games that you have to do.
And if you're paranoid, maybe.
And if you're paranoid, possibly, yes. I do wish they had a different type of mini game for dredging for treasure and materials, but it's basically the same type of mini game as the fish as well, so that does get quite boring as well. Does get a bit rinse and repeat. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what they could do differently, like what different type of mini game they could do, but I just wish there was a little bit more variety to it.
Yeah, so not something you'd just play for like hours and hours on end in like one sim.
Not really, not unless you kind of mainline the story.
Yeah.
And just focus on that, but if you're like me, I kind of like to dilly-dally in games. I like to just take my time, enjoy what I'm doing, because in certain points of the game I was, say, trying to upgrade my boat, I would just go out for 15-20 minutes at a time, catching and selling fish. Doing that does get very boring.
Yeah.
So you do then kind of have to focus on the story a bit to refresh yourself.
And speaking of that, I suppose, story?
Story it is, yeah.
Story time. What happens at the start? Tell me.
Honestly, that's a good question. The whole premise of this game is you wake up with zero memory and recollection of how you get to this quaint little fishing village. You have absolutely no idea what's going on, or who these people are around you, or even how the fishermen before you miraculously and mysteriously disappeared. Everybody skirts around it, nobody discusses it. People tell you to leave the area, people say, why are you here, what are you doing, stranger, get out. The more you play through it, the more you progress through different areas, you obviously meet different sets of people. You meet people that specifically deal in jewels and random trinkets. You can meet a fishmonger, where he will just trade in all of the different fish you have. And the delightful hooded figures that we saw earlier, I guess we'll just have to discover together what they do.
How much did the game cost?
Well, for me, totally free. I have it on Xbox Games Pass, so value-wise, incredible. I would 100% recommend you go play this as long as it's on Games Pass. Outside of Games Pass, however, does get a little bit of an issue. Full price, £22, near enough.
Oof.
On sale currently, £17.59, which for a game that at an absolute max, the Xbox Games Pass app says you can do a completionist run of absolutely everything in under 20 hours.
Yeah, I don't think I'd buy that for that much.
That seems a little bit steep to me.
I'd pay $5 for it. Give it a go on Game Pass.
Yeah, I'd pass paying full price. If it was maybe in the £10 to £15 mark, you could kind of convince me a little bit more, but full price currently, I'd have to pass. As long as it's on Xbox Games Pass, I will recommend anybody that likes any sort of fishing game, psychological horror, open adventure game, absolutely go and play it. I am quite enjoying it. I will continue this game and I will finish it at some point.
Unless you go insane first.